Hi, my name is Morgan Hoffman, and I wanted to talk today about gun violence in America. I understand that this can be a very sensitive topic to certain individuals, and if you're one of these people, I would recommend clicking out of the video just to ensure that there's no discomfort had to those people. With that being said, my topic, like I said, is about gun violence in America, and I just want to talk about how gun violence is a very large problem and how, what we can do to fix that, because I feel like, gun violence, mass shootings, that is something that has been going on for decades and it has not been addressed and not much has changed in regards to it. Like I said, mass shootings are unfortunately a very large problem in America. I made this diagram to kind of put it in perspective for you guys. The blue is the number of shootings that have happened per year, and the red is the number of deaths. And it is absolutely insane to me that, the numbers shouldn't be this high. The numbers shouldn't exist. Because it's just, these are people's lives, and it's really unfortunate that mass shootings are so prevalent in America. So, and what's even more frustrating about it is that it happens in everyday places. Mass shootings have happened in schools, in grocery stores, in churches, in, clubs and parades, in various public places, and it's very difficult to feel safe in a society where you never know if someone has a gun or if someone has ill intent with owning a gun. And I wish that this was something that was taken more seriously and something that, that people put more effort into trying to fix. And I understand both sides of the argument to a point. I know that, bearing arms is a constitutional right that would be very difficult to take away. But I do, on the other hand, think that there needs to be restricted access to these firearms, because, I'm 19 years old and I can walk into a Walmart and buy a gun if I wanted to. And that is a scary thought, because I'm not responsible enough to own a gun, and yet I can. So one of the first things that I think that I would want to do to try and regulate the purchase of a gun is to have a true background check on every single person that is trying to buy a gun. And there are background checks that are taken, but I want a further in-depth one. The background checks that we have now just see if you're on parole, they see if you're a felon, if you're legally allowed to own a gun. But I want to go further and see, are you on a certain type of medication? Are you mentally stable? Are you prone to doing reckless things? And, I think that needs to go deeper into the type of person that we're letting buy guns. And I think that another big issue that could be resolved is there's no training when owning a gun. There's no course to be taken. You just go, you sign the paperwork, and then you have a gun. But whenever we get our driver's license, we have to take this course to make sure that we know what we're getting ourselves into. And I think that is extremely important with a gun, because guns are responsible for so many deaths. And if we're doing this for cars, then by all means we should do this for guns. And the final thing that I want to input in order to help regulate guns is change where you can buy a gun. I don't think Walmart is the place to go and buy a gun. I think that these stores that have, armor and gear and things like that, sure. But a Walmart, maybe an Academy, there should be limited access to where you can find a gun. You can find one just about anywhere. And that's scary to think about. And I just think that if we implement these 3 things, that would help regulate guns and hopefully gun violence along with it. And at the same time, we're not taking away anybody's right to a gun. It's still a constitutional right, and I think that that's a good compromise between the 2 parties. So yeah, I mean, I just think that there should be more steps taken. No one should have to worry about if they're gonna go outside and lose their life. And it's a scary thought, but it's a very real one. And I just hope that we can live in a country where we can leave our homes and still be safe.